We're going to look down upon them. They're going to have certain bywords for them. They're going to know that they're Edomites. Alright? We're going to have cargo slave boats for them.
Yep.
It's going to be the new transatlantic slave trade, man.
Yep.
You get what I mean? So they're gonna go through it hard, man. Like the brother said.
And like the brother said, they are gonna go on transatlantic slave ships. Let's get that in Isaiah the 60th chapter. Because that's the truth. That's the truth. Because we were put on cargo slave ships, right? So they gotta go on cargo slave ships.
Yep.
Yeah, it says ships of Tarshish. It's definitely in Isaiah 60
and 9.
Go on.
Isaiah 60 and 9. Surely the isle shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first.
Right. So what does it mean that the isle shall wait for us? Meaning we're gonna get these people from their country or their island. That's what that talks about. Go on. That's what the meaning of that is. Excuse me. Go on.
To bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them.
And like the one said, we're gonna separate their children. It says their sons from afar. Let's say if a man has 5 kids, all of those 5 sons that he's got, they're gonna all be separated from plantation to plantation. Go on.
Unto the name of the Lord Yahawah, thy power, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. And the sons of the strangers shall build up thy walls.
And the sons of thy strangers shall build up thy walls. So like I was saying earlier before, when this destruction comes, and all of these men that you see today amongst Esau and Edom and all of these other nations, they're going to die, and they're going to be born right into slavery, and they're going to be separated from their families, because their families are going to be giving them up to us, because they're going to be tributaries under our governance, our rulership. And see, people get emotional about the idea of slavery, right? Slavery always happened. It was always a thing that occurred on this earth. Like when you read the story of Babylon, right, we would carry the slaves to the Babylonian system. And that was always the case, right? And then you also had other nations that were in slavery. Like for example, when Solomon had his rulership, his power construct for 40 years, in the midst of that, you had Hiram and the other Canaanites that went to go to Osiris to go get the spices and the apes to beautify his kingdom. So they were Solomon's slaves to build up his society. So in our society, we're going to have slaves. And they're going to build up our society. They're going to build up our walls, our palaces. All right? That's what's going to happen, man. And there's nothing wrong with that. It happened in the ancient world, and it's going to happen in the new world, in the new heavens and earth. Okay? Go on, brother.
And their king shall minister unto thee, for in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
That's all I wanted. And go back to Luke 16, brother.
Luke 16, 24. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water, and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thou good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things, but now he is comforted, and thou art tormented.
So the Lord is going to put everything in its proper perspective. The Lord is going to balance everything out. We were, under the struggles of this life and facing injustice, and now we're going to be comforted. We went from having to deal with the curses, and now it's fair for the Lord to have us be comfortable now, right? Because we already dealt with being in a discomforted situation.
Yeah.
Go on, brother.
That's why you're seeing Esau very discomforted. Now you talk about Karen. Karen, man.
And Darren.
Karen and Darren, boy. Because, like I said, Esau feels a direct aggravation to Jake. And he's losing power, so he's got that fear of Jake. You know what I'm saying? He's got like a subconscious or a conscious you know what I'm saying, like there's gonna be some type of retribution for Esau's crimes. Esau's done a lot of things, man. That's even in the back of his mind, even though he says, oh, no, my granddaddy did that. Yeah, but why do you feel guilty though? If you're trying to say, if you're trying to blame on your granddad, then you should be guilt-free. You shouldn't care about retribution because your excuses. Well, it weren't me, it was my dad. Yeah, but why do you feel guilty though? Why do you feel on the defensive? Because you're carrying the sins of your dad, man. You're carrying that within your conscience. You know you have to be made accountable for what your people done did.
And you know what's heavy what you just said right there? Because they are their forefathers coming
them.
back.
They are them. So like, I said a Ku Klux Klan documentary thing on RT to certain brothers, and this guy puts on they look like clowns. They put on this white thing on, talk about, I hope they're race rats, and it's either they gotta be wiped out or they should go back to where they came from. Obviously, he never said black people, but that's what he was referring to. And in my head, I'm thinking, black people never said that we're coming for white people. We never said that we wanted to kill them or nothing. But he's standing there like he wants war, he wants bloodshed, because he feels threatened.
Exactly.
You have to understand, like certain animals, the reason why they lash out, you gotta know that the animal's more afraid of you than you are of the animal. That's why it's lash out.
Yeah.
Even though you don't mean it no harm, they view you as a threat. So Esau views Jake as a threat, even though we've got no economic power. We don't have the nuclear arsenal that he has. We have nowhere near the weaponry that Esau has. And we're nowhere near as bloodthirsty as Esau. But yet Esau feels threatened by us because he knows in the back of his mind, if ever he fears Jake more than he fears Jake more than China, man. Imagine that. How are you gonna fear the people that have nothing more than other people that have something? The Ku Klux Klan, they're not gearing for war. Says we gotta prepare ourselves for China. China people, they're gonna come through and they're gonna blow us to smithereens. No, they're preparing for war against Jake. What's that about? Because their wealth was accumulated off of our destruction. So if anything's gonna break that cycle, their supremacy is based off of our degradation. That's what gives them that feeling of supremacy. It's by degrading, by putting us down. Do you get what I mean? So if ever we rise up, that's going to imbalance that supremacy. They're not going to feel supreme anymore. That feeling of power that they have is going to be out the window. Because now we've broken loose from that. So now they don't feel supreme. That white supremacy was based off of so-called black people's demisation, if that's even a word.
Yeah.
So we need to be free in order to destroy this devil. And we're starting it. This is the freedom. When we're talking about the kingdom, because these other Jakes talking about no fucking around coalition, they've got these other groups, Black Panthers, all these other groups, reparations and stuff like that. They might talk about, financial gaining and stuff like that, but they're not really talking about real liberation from the whole of this time, man. This system, the money, the banks, man, the banking system, all of this technology, this time, man. They want to continue it.
You got that precept.
But they don't want to be completely free from it, man.
24 and 20.
You see, when our kingdom comes in, you ain't gonna be exchanging cash notes, man. Pounds, man.
It's gonna be real gold.
Suits and ties, and you're not gonna be wearing. The time's gonna be complete. That's why I said it'll be as though like a dream, like something that won't come into. In fact, let me get it, man.
Just to let you know, he got a precept for you because you said something on how Esau, he knows he's done a lot of shit.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Isaiah 24 and 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahawah shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit. They shall be shut up in prison. After many days shall they be visited.
So that's the power we're gonna have. We're gonna have the power to to imprison these different global leaders, man. have them lined up, man, like peasants. We're gonna be looking down on them. We can't do that now. We can't do that now. That power will come from on high. Once we become immortal.
Right.
Go ahead.
Revelations 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Again, man, it's all about patience.
Excuse me.
You know, when we stand here, we look around us and we see these heathens, man. It's really Esau. You know? They're living good. They look nice the way they do because of us. They are, everything they have is us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like that feeling of resentment, man. You resent them.
I got a precept for you, brother. This is James 5, verse 7. It says, be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruits of the earth, and have long patience for it, until he receive the early and latter rain. Verse 8. Be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh.
I said like a husband, man. What's a husband? Plants the seed in the field, man. You usually have you had oxen. Like, because Noah was a husbandman. He was a husbandman. So he'd have oxes and he'd plant the field, or it's how many acres of land with the oxen. And as the oxen would tread the ground behind it, he'd lay the seeds in the ground. So what do husbandmen do? They wait until that seed grow and the fruit of the earth come out of the earth, man. Okay? Patiently. And it could take time. So that's what we're going through, man. It's been taking a long time. But, you know, we're waiting for it, man. You know? For example, you know, them locusts. Them guys in East Africa, they're pissed because them locusts came and just took all their crops, man. You know? But it takes patience, man. Go ahead. So give me Isaiah 65, verse 17. Verse 60. 65, verse 60.
It's Isaiah 65 and 16.
Yeah,
He
blue
whoso
one, blue
blesseth
one.
himself
Yeah,
in the earth shall bless himself in the power of truth.
Let me say this, man. When every day I pass by, I'm vexed. When you think about things, bro. You sit there in your seat, because I got 2 chairs in my bedroom. Yeah, I got 2. And I got 1 and I sit there, man. Sometimes you sit there, especially when you're tired and you come back from work and you think about things, man. You know, it's good to talk about meditating terror, man. You think about certain people that you want your revenge on, man. And you might pray, man. You pray. I pray. So I speak to my... It looks like I speak to myself, but I'm actually praying. And you know, you ask the Most High for certain things, certain vanities, man. But not now. You don't want it now. You want it on the other side, man. You know? It's a good thing to be patient. The scripture says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, man. So even though we're suffering right now, it's a beautiful thing.
Trust me.
It is a beautiful thing right now to get it. Because you don't want to behold the suffering that's coming for them, man. The Most High is a God that hideth. He hideth his intent. Like, he revealed his intent unto us. But to the other people that don't know, that hasn't been revealed to, the Most High keep them in the darkness, man. Shall come upon them like a thief. But for us that we're in the know, we know, but we hopefully wait for it, man.
Precept on what you were just speaking about, you just quoted it, it's Ecclesiastes 7 and 8. It says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
You see?
7 and 8.
patient in the spirit than the proud in spirit. See, the proud, they're gassed. They're caught up in that power, they're tripping off of that power. Okay? But they don't realize that because of unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, man. They don't know that because of the ill dealings that they've done, man. Esau thinks an apology is good enough. An apology is not good enough, man. You can't just say, oh, I'm sorry, but you're still reaping the benefit. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like a disingenuous apology. Yeah, I'm sorry, and then you just go back to living that voluptuous lifestyle. And we're still suffering. We're still getting the bad end of the stick. Like an apology can make an atonement for 400 or 500 years. You get what I mean? No, man, there has to be a balance. He has to go through it. You get what I mean? What was it?
I was still on Isaiah 65 and 16.
I'll read that again.
But he who shall blesseth himself in the earth shall bless himself in the power of truth. And he that sweareth in the earth shall swear by the power of truth.
In the power of God of truth, man. There's no truth in this place. Go ahead.
Because the former troubles are forgotten,
Right?
and because they are hid from mine eyes.
And the former troubles are forgotten. And they hid from our eyes. Go ahead.
For behold, I will create new heavens and a new earth,
I will create a new heavens and a new earth. Go ahead.
and the former shall not be remembered nor come into mind.
And the former shall not be remembered nor come into mind. Because I was telling you about our world, man. We're not going to be exchanging cash and dollars, man. It's going to be completely different. You're not going to see cars and buses and all that. It's just going to be like nature, man. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
You know? So like I was talking about us being free from this is like, it's more than just a physical thing, man. Like when you see houses and that and technology, there's more of, this is Esau's spirit. Esau's spirit is covered. That's why we don't feel welcome here. We feel out of place here because we know that this is not for us. It's not our rest. We need a place that resembles Jacob, man. It resembles us. Like when you go to like Nigeria, when you go to a people that's predominantly our people,
You feel welcome.
you feel like that when Esau comes over there, he feels out of place. He knows that his spirit is not here. This is not his creation. It's not his creation. It's not his dwelling place. He feels out of place. When he goes there, he has to hold his head down. Like he's afraid that the people might grab him up and lynch him off of fucking, you know what I mean? Because like I said, it's a spirit, man. You get what I mean? So in the time of our kingdom, the other nations are not going to feel welcome. They're going to naturally hold their head down. Because we're going to outnumber them. The scripture says we shall be like the stars of sand of the sea that can't be counted. So they're going to feel very much intimidated by us, man.
And you know what too, and another reason as to why, because we're going to have that royal kind of presence.
Aura.
Yeah, so that's very true. Because when you're stepping foot, let's say you're an underling or a servant, and you step forward into a person that has you know he's prestigious, and you know he's kind of like coming from that ilk of prosperity. You kind of feel uncomfortable, man. So that's how they are gonna feel.
You see? So what? Keep on reading.
I don't want to use the word prestigious because the word prestige means what it means to deceive or something like that. But we're gonna have that royal look to us, and that's gonna put fear in these nations because they're gonna be at the bottom.
Isaiah 65 and 17, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create a Jerusalem are rejoicing, and her people are joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem, and joy in my people. And the voice of weeping shall no more be heard in her, nor the voice of crying. There shall be no more thence an infant of days,
Right.
not an old man that have not fulfilled his days.
Right. Read verse 18 again, man.
But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create a Jerusalem, a rejoicing, and her people a joy.
Right, because the curses is not going to be on us no more. All them evil spirits, that's going to be taken. The Most High is going to put them spirits onto Esau and the other nations then.
Yeah.
Okay? That's just all the curses that come upon you, what I put upon the nations that persecuted you, man. Alright? So you're going to see lamentation on the other side. You can see mourning on the other side, man. You know what I'm saying? You know when in ancient Egypt, when you read about how Yahawashi, the Ancient of Death, came through and killed the firstborn of every son of Egypt. There was lamentation and mourning among them, but there wasn't no lamentation on our side. So it's gonna be like that, man. You know what I mean? You're not gonna hear. It's gonna be joy, meaning we're gonna be operating properly as an actual nation, as a community of people, man. So like what you're seeing right now, like so-called black woman can't get along with a so-called black man. That's gonna be a, you know what I'm saying, a thing of the past, man. You know what I mean? We're gonna multiply. You get what I mean? Go ahead.
For the child shall die 100 years old.
I wanna go into something else now. That's trying to think of something. Just bring out any scripture.
Yeah, I got something more. No, I got Ezekiel 36.
Yeah.
Ezekiel 36 and 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. And a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh.
And I'm also going to take away that hard-headed nature that we have, man. I can't imagine that, man, but that will happen.
That's stubborn.
I can't even imagine that still. A Jake that's actually humble.
Stiff neck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That can be taught. Do you get what I mean? It said, I would put upon you a new spirit, man.
Yeah, I got the
I want to
precept
see
too.
what that's going to look like, man. I just want to know how that's going to feel like. Do you get what I mean? Go ahead.
And I will put my spirit within you.
Like I said, you can't, because we prophesy in part, we know in part. Like
Yeah.
we can prophesy certain things, but we can't, certain things you can't even go into detail because I haven't experienced that.
You haven't
A
seen
new
it.
spirit in us, a new mentality. You don't even know what that even looks like, man. You know what I'm saying? To actually see a nation of people that actually adhere. You know what I mean? They don't have this prideful, you know what I'm saying? Because our whole life we've seen Jake out of order. You know, at war with one another, hating one another, man. Being prideful, man, towards one another.
Giving the evil eye too.
Disagreeing with one another, arguing with one another. Spiting one another. Using, betraying, man. Scheming on one another, man. Obviously, you might have your times where obviously we can get along and bust jokes and everything like that. I'm not trying to say that it's always been, you know, completely just killing. I mean, you know, we get along, we put dance together and, you know, reason and stuff like that together. But on the most part, it's just, we haven't been treating one another good. Even the other nations know that we're not known for doing good towards one another.
Yeah, they know.
The other nations know of this. So much so that they call us monkeys, like we're immoral. Like the Chinese, to a large degree, they're right in a way. They think about it. If they're Chinese and you look at another nation of people behaving like this, you would think that there's something wrong with them.
Yeah, you're not gonna respect them.
You would think there's something wrong with it. Okay, so we're actually known internationally for not being on our best behavior. But little did the nations know is that there are certain vibrations that's on us as a people. There's certain evil, dark vibes that's on us as a people as to why we perceive one another in such a bad light, man. Why we treat one another that way. Why we have no respect for one another. You know what I'm saying? It's really actually very spiritual, man. When you think about it. Why is it we over all other nations, man? Because we've been singled out by other nations to suffer.
Curses.
You know what I mean? It's the curses, bro. You know what I mean? And the other nations don't know that as though, but they will know that in the kingdom why we went through what we went through. Okay? Go ahead.
And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them. And you shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers.
Yeah, what I got the precept to document.
And you shall be my people, and I will be your power.
Right, so we're all gonna know the name of Yahawah, man. We're gonna teach our children about the name of God, man. You know that? You're not gonna have a certain segment of people that teach in Islam, a certain segment of people that's into Roman Catholicism, a certain segment of people talking about Egyptology.
Feminism.
You know, it's like I feel like what I'm saying is that brothers can't relate because we haven't seen that. We haven't seen a community that's in one consent, man. We can't imagine the power that would exert, man. That Esau fears that power. Esau has been endeavoring to keep us divided, man. Because once we're divided and confused, Esau doesn't feel threatened.
Exactly. He can sleep good at night.
What do you think that Willie Lynch letter was all about? The white supremacist handbook.
Basically, that's what it was. Come on.
To keep the slaves divided so you can sleep good at night, man.
Yep.
Esau's not going to be sleeping good at night in the kingdom.
Because he's going to get
He's
disaster.
going to be sleeping like, you know when you sleep with your eyes open? You know what I'm saying? Can't sleep. Shell shock syndrome, man.
Oh yeah, the World War II veterans.
They're not going to get no physicians. There's going to be no physicians for them, man. No drugs. No antidepressant pills. Cigarettes. Alcohol, wine. Edomites are never going to know what it's like to drink wine, man. All they're going to know is water. That's all they're going to know is water. Imagine that, like, we in captivity, we can still drink, like, alcohol, wine, but they're not going to get none of that.
No, but that's what I was saying earlier before. Their hell is going to be pale in comparisons to what we've suffered.
You know, they're going to get a double portion, man. Do you know what I mean? Because you got look at it logically, yeah. We're the apple the Most High's at, and the Most High put us through this. Yeah. But we're the apple the Most High's at. But we went through this level of purgatory, you can say. The Most High said that the nations are as nothing and as vanity. So you can just imagine the shit that the Most High is going to put them through, man. Seeing as the Most High already saw them as nothing. Just dropped that for them from a bucket. The Most High does not cater to them, man.
And could I just add the same
The Lord's
thing?
not going to answer their prayers, man. Them Edomites going to think, oh God, let me pray. No, the Most High's not going to hear that, bro. The Most High, his face is going to be turned away from them.
Can I just be real brief too? Because you said something about wine. Now in the scriptures, wine is is a drink that you use to do away with your misery, right? And this is why most people drink wine. But we're gonna have control over them to the point, like you said, to where they won't even be able to drink wine.
It's true. Because you see them homeless people, usually they're alcohol, they're drunk all the time, they always got a beer, a Guinness beer, or obviously you don't have to be down on your luck. Some people just like drinking. Like, I remember I was dealing with a girl one time, she said she likes drinking like a glass of wine every day. She comes home from work. So you don't have to be super depressed to drink alcohol. But you have some people that are literally like homeless and they stink of alcohol.
Yeah, you can smell it on them.
You know what I'm saying? That's how they get by. Every time you see them, they're like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But Esau's not gonna get that. He's not gonna get
That shit don't even look good, man. Sorry, brother. That shit don't even look good, man. She's walking way up in the front and he's walking around.
Yeah, that's the spirit now, isn't it?
You can tell who's wearing the shorts in that relationship.
Yeah, man. I couldn't help myself to watch man. Slack it, man. I couldn't help myself.
I get that still.
If you,
I've actually told girls that I will never push a buggy.
yeah,
No, but he's pushing the crowd and she's walking way in front of him.
yeah, but my
That right there shows you who's really running things, man. And that's why we gotta get the fuck out of here, man.
in church, if you get married, you have to do that. You have to do that in church.
Brother, that is true. That's true.
And that's why he kept on looking at me because I was looking at him. It's a shame, man, to be in that position. It's a shame.
Got a precept for you. This is Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of their paths.
Right, because that was talking about ancient Israel. Because the kings of Judah, they wasn't ruling, executing the justices and judgments of the Most High. Okay? And it's the laws and statutes of the Most High that bringeth wisdom and understanding. And without using those judgments, you're pretty much just doing whatever you please, like a child. And women rule over them because because these are the times we're living in right now as well.
Yeah.
Because children are oppressors. Esau is like a child. Do as thou wilt. No discipline. The laws and statutes bring discipline. There's certain things you can do, there's certain things you can't do. Esau is do as thou wilt, and women rule over them. That's what you're seeing in this modern day and time. Women are the ones calling the shots.
Yeah.
Fuck with it. Can't. That's our brother like me been single for a long time. I can't function like that, man.
And I will continue to be single.
I can't function with that, man. That's not right, bro.
Because that's how it's gonna be. And that's why I keep talking about it, man. Because I'm not gonna lie, man. That bothers me. That kind of just to see something like that bothers me, man. And that's why, man. Just like you said, I'm gonna have to do that too, man.
Yeah.
It's just that's what you're basically gonna have to do. You're basically gonna have to just be by yourself, man.
You gotta be patient. Because you have to understand this truth, being this truth. Being in this truth, man, you have to truly be, this provides you with a masculine spirit, man. Being by yourself. Being away from the world, man. Because this world is all trying to effeminize you, to emasculate you, man. So you need time by yourself to work on your inner being, man. So, because you're starting to visualize and see things differently. You see what the average person doesn't see, man. Like that guy, he probably doesn't think there's anything wrong with him.
Right.
No, he knows there's something wrong with it. You know why? Because he kept on looking at me. Apples and
He
forks.
probably was wondering what the hell you were looking at. Like himself, why this guy looking at me? He doesn't realize, I know why I'm looking at you, man.
No, because no, go on.
So like I just say, most men in their spirits know it ain't right, but they know that if they kick up a stink, they're not going to get any pussy from the woman. So they like humble themselves down so they can keep on good terms with the women.
Yeah.
But when they see another man looking at them,
feel
and
ashamed.
they feel ashamed because
they
they know
know it. They know it.
That's why he kept on looking at me. Because I looked away